Welcome to a podcast about managing business architecture with Microsoft SharePoint and Microsoft Visio for Enterprise BPM. I'm Volker Rautenberg from Transware AG, the manufacturer of BPMX software and solution provider for Microsoft tools-based BPM. How to model business architecture? We'll start with a consideration of some facts. Most organizations use Visio as a standard for the documentation of business processes and the depiction of related diagrams. This means that Visio is most probably already in place in your company or organization. BPMX provides a SharePoint-based repository and the BPMX Designer add-in for Visio, which permits to describe the enterprise and business architecture with tailored modeling languages and frameworks. Well, Visio is often just regarded as a simple process mapping tool. Due to the BPMX Designer add-in, however, Visio's capabilities are significantly extended and make it a real modeling tool which is aware of model types, object copies, and more. The business architecture is typically organized into groups and levels. Groups denote business areas, and levels reflect different degrees of detail. On a high level, you'll mostly encounter a so-called process landscape, providing a bird's-eye view of the business and its building blocks. Such blocks could be related to management processes, core processes, and supporting processes. On the next level, there are subdivisions into domains like controlling, production, or financials. And of course, there may be end-to-end business processes, for instance market to order or quote to cash. They consist of main processes, which in turn break down to processes, sub-processes, and activities. Having such process-related decomposition metaphorically means to zoom from a low level of detail to a steadily growing level of detail. BPMX Designer provides groups and assignments which link different levels and permit to drill down and navigate process models in Visio. Let us now have a look at how groups and assignments look like in a live scenario. For a professional example, our process models reside in a Microsoft SharePoint document library. The BPMX Designer add-in for Visio features the BPMX Model Explorer. This is an invaluable tool that permits to create new groups, modify existing groups, or delete them. As you can see in this example, we already have a couple of groups in place: core processes, management processes, and support processes. Also, there are two models: company overview and process landscape. The core processes group has according subgroups: logistics and distribution, purchasing, and sales. It is simple to create new groups. Let's for instance have a core process group production and inside it an assembly group. In the same way, we can have an additional end-to-end processes group with quote to cash inside it. So it is very easy and intuitive to partition your business architecture into meaningful business domain groups, subgroups, and so on. Let's now look how assignments are working. I've opened the process landscape model. The tiny badge icons you can see in the lower right of the shapes are representing assignments. Assignments permit the decomposition of process flows by linking to a more detailed sub-process or activity on a lower level. From sales order processing, we follow the assignment to the detailed process. Further down this workflow, we find another assignment at standard processing of transport and distribution, which points to the transport execution diagram. Assignments also allow to chain process flows on the same level, or more generally, assignments can point to virtually any model level. And of course, there may be more than one assignment for a shape. How is an assignment created? Let us again consider the process landscape diagram and add an assignment for shape project management. BPMX Designer has an assignment assistant. This assistant is aware of the underlying configurable modeling language used with Visio. So for each shape type there may be specific diagram types which can be assigned. This is part of BPMX's principle of guided modeling. I click Scan to see the permitted diagrams. From the support processes group I select standard project management. I click Add, then OK. As a result, we get the assignment's badge icon in the lower right of the shape. Let me finally navigate to the newly assigned diagram. Here we are. Let us consider the value proposition. BPMX provides a professional BPM solution based upon Microsoft SharePoint and Visio. This leverages the already available Microsoft infrastructure and tools. BPMX particularly supports Microsoft SharePoint as collaboration platform. BPM-X Designer is the component which boosts Visio and makes it a professional modeling tool. You can easily manage your architecture by arranging the business into cohesive groups and levels of process flows. Thank you for your time following our podcast about managing business architecture with Microsoft SharePoint and Visio for Enterprise BPM. I am Volker Rautenberg from Transware AG, the manufacturer of BPMX software.